Alright, so today we're going to learn about components. And the button right here is represents making a component. Now, please follow along with me. I'm going to click on the lady and delete her. And you can go ahead and make a cube or a 3D square or, yeah, a cube. It doesn't have to be a perfect cube. And then go ahead and maybe put a circle on it and pull it out. And to make a component, right, and it'll be easier to describe it once you see what a component is. A component is if you highlight it and you click on component, make a component, you can rename this test, and then you can even give it a description right here if you want. Then you're going to hit create. Now, what you do with it when you created a component, what happens is if I copy and paste this, Control C, Control V, and make another component, or you can go to, or you can go, let's see, I think there is a, I usually just right click. Let's do components. Yeah, so if you go to window and then components, you can get this component window right here, and it shows you, you can find, if you go to in model, you can go and test component, and here's the component we just created. And if I were to write a description, it would be right here. You can always just click and you can drag another component or another model in. So you can either copy and paste or just go to the components and drag them in like so. And the cool thing about components is if I click on one, and I go right click edit component and I use the push pull tool, look what happens to all the other objects, right? So the thing with components is when you create them, you can edit one and it'll put that same edit and apply it to all your components. And this is really useful if you're doing a building with the same windows and you want to change the window. If you're doing columns, lights, whatever, anything that you have multiple copies of in your model or in your, with your projects, it's a good idea to make them components so that if you do need to change them for whatever reason, you don't have to go one by one. You just click on one. I'll do that again. You click on one, and then you, actually, let me deselect it. You right click, edit component, and then when you have this editor box up, you can click on it and use the push pull tool and make edits, right? And you can do that. It makes things a lot easier, okay? Now, a few other things that I want to show you about a component. If you want to take this and make it individual, you can right click and go to make unique. And then when you make unique, right, you still can't do anything with it until you right click edit component, and you can push pull, and now it's only doing it to that one because you made it unique, okay? And then if you want to right click and explode, then it just gets you back to the traditional, like if you modeled it from scratch, you can click on everything. So that is components. Very, very useful, especially if you're making multiple copies of a particular object. Okay, so make one and then go to right after you highlight it, you make a component, and then you can just copy and paste it after it's a component. Okay, and there you go.